guys. So for today's reading, we are going to be doing some healing messages to help overcome some of the past scars, pain, and trauma that you have been through. And we have two piles today, pile 1 and pile 2. Take a moment to get in touch with your intuition and your higher self and pick the pile you feel most drawn to. And I also offer personal readings as well, where we can actually get more personal with what you have gone through or what you may be going through currently, things like that. If you want to do that, you can find my Skype link in the description box below, and you can message me on there to set something up. Also, my Amazon wish list and my PayPal are both linked down below as well if you wanted to donate to the channel. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe, not only to help grow my channel and support me and the messages I'm bringing, but also to spread these messages to other people who may be able to use them as well. And so we are going to get started with pile 1. For pile 1, I feel like there's a lot of transformations that you have made in your life. There's a lot of transformations coming in. You're ending a lot of old cycles and beginning new ones. You're really starting to see things a lot more clearly, things that you may have missed in the past. You're starting to be more in touch with your intuition and your third eye, your crown chakra. You're really starting to listen to the signs and synchronicities coming into you. I feel like you learned how to kind of throw fits or temper tantrums to get what you want, and I feel like a lot of that is because unless you were doing that, you weren't listened to. I feel like there could have been a little bit of narcissism in this one. It may have even been a mother who was doing a lot of whatever is going on in this pile. I think that you really need to focus on, no matter what you have been through, seeing and understanding that you can still come back to your higher self, that you can cleanse and clear your energy and protect your energy and shine your brightest, even with everything that you have been through. There may be some connections you need to cut off or at least distance yourself from in this situation as well. Yeah, you've been on this long journey for a long time, and I feel like part of you feels like you are just kind of hopeless. There's some hopelessness in this pile. But know that you're always guided and you're always protected as well. Know that you have your angels on your side, your ancestors, people looking over you and watching you. Stand in your power and stand your ground, and try to do it in a way that is not what is the word I'm looking for? Try to do it in a way that is not petty. So for the types of abuses, we have scapegoat, gaslighting, always to blame, and apologizes for being self. So somebody could have really put a lot of blame on you that was not yours to take. Somebody could have always made you out to be the bad guy, made you look like you were somebody that was always causing trouble and doing wrong things, somebody that was always lying, somebody that was always just a bad seed. Somebody really could have made you feel like you were worthless or you were a bad seed. They could have made others think that as well, and everybody could have never really listened to you because they were always believing the lies of whoever this person was. We have power plays, overpowered by those who were meant to protect you. So other people that were meant to protect you, that I really feel like for a lot of this pile, it is your mom or your dad. I'm feeling mom more. But you were overpowered by somebody who was much stronger than you, somebody who was smarter than you at that point in time, somebody who knew how to manipulate things and did so with precision, somebody that overpowered you and put the blame on you when you said anything about the ways that they were treating you or the ways that they were behaving. They made it sound like you were the one responsible for everything that they were doing, so you were just apologizing for being you, your true self, and they were really the ones that were causing the issues. Mental and emotional abuse, fear tactics, manipulation, and isolated in fear. So like I was saying, I feel like this person was very manipulative. They were really quite capable of getting everyone around them to see things the way that they saw things. They used fear tactics like, oh, you'd never be able to succeed without me in your life. They used emotional and mental abuse. They isolated you away from the rest of the world and made you feel like you were nothing or no one and couldn't ever accomplish what you wanted to accomplish. And they really just made you feel like you were responsible for anything that ever went wrong in their lives. And they kind of made everybody else feel like you were responsible for everything that went wrong in their lives, I feel like. So we have, sometimes it's hard to see or deal with the truth. If others didn't believe, it could be because they can't handle the reality, and that's not your problem. You know what's true. And so whoever this person was, they could have also disregarded things you told them, because not only did they tell everybody else you were this lying person that was no good and untrustworthy, they believed it themselves, because they even manipulated themselves in the end, you know. But there may have been a lot of people who didn't believe you. And here's the thing, you know, some people can't handle the reality of that truth because they were the one who allowed whatever to happen to you, or they were the ones who didn't do anything about it because they believed this other person, things like that. And you know, that's not your problem. What is your problem is knowing that it's true and allowing yourself to leave behind any guilt or shame, allowing yourself to leave behind any feelings of, I wish everyone believed me and I need people to support me, that kind of thing. Because you know what? When I was younger, I was molested, and when he went to prison, nobody believed me except for the judge, the cop, my dad. Luckily, those people believed me because he ended up in prison. But nobody else believed me, and that was because I was made out to be the bad guy in my family. I was made out to be the liar. I was made out to be the bad child. I was made out to be the one that was always doing everything wrong and causing all the problems, when technically I was not. And if you want to get really technically, there was some of my siblings that did a whole lot more than I did as far as things like that went. But I was the one that generally got blamed for the majority of things like that. So when it came down to it, no one believed me, and I was stuck there on my own dealing with that, and everybody thinking that I was this horrible person who put an innocent man in prison, when this innocent man was really not an innocent man. Don't become a silent, passive participant. Take back control of your life. Don't let shame make you feel invisible. Your true power lies within, and it is your beauty. And by the way, when I was doing pile 2, I did catch one of the abuses that came out, and it was something about invisibility. So if you feel drawn to watch that pile, go ahead and watch it. Only if you feel drawn to, though. It's time to take back your power. It's time to not sit back and allow everybody to just tell whatever story they want to tell. It's time to tell your truth, to speak out about what happened in your situation, and it is time to know your own true beauty and not care what anybody else thinks about it. It is, you know, predators know what prey looks like, and when you're somebody who doesn't make a lot of noise, somebody who doesn't put up a fight, somebody who doesn't say what you need to say, somebody who is hiding in the corner, things like that, you're the person that predators go after, because they know they can get away with it, because you're not going to make a big deal out of it, you're not going to make a big scene out of it, you're not going to express what you need to express, you're not going to do anything. And the whole thing is you need to protect yourself the way that other people did not protect you in the past. You need to step up and be your own mother, be your own father. Be the one who is protective of you and cares about you and loves you, and stand your ground, and do not let anybody else push you down into some box. Turn your wounds into wisdom. The strength lies within. Look at everything that you have been through and take pride in your ability to survive and thrive. So you need to pat yourself on the back. You need to really celebrate your victories and your wins. You need to make sure that you are giving yourself credit where credit is due, because you earned it. You can turn your wounds, you can turn your scars into wisdom and strength, and I feel like you have worked at doing a lot of that already in your life. And you really need to see everything you have been through and take pride in yourself. Take pride in the fact that it has not broke you down and turned you into somebody that you don't want to be. And work hard to be who you are, regardless of what anybody tried to turn you into in this situation. Oh, we have the Empress. So yes, it really could have been your mother. She could have made you feel like you were an outsider, like you didn't belong, like you were somebody who was wrong, somebody that nobody could ever love, somebody that was difficult, and she really made you feel very, very ashamed of yourself. She turned away from you like you were something that was unlovable, and she convinced everyone else around you to turn away from you like you were someone unlovable. And it could even be like an aunt, it could be a grandma, somebody that was very prominent as a female role model in your childhood though. And really you just felt like the whole world was against you because this person planted a seed in your head of fear and doubt and anxiety and made you feel like you couldn't trust anyone and no one would ever believe you. And the people around you closest in your life, she really manipulated so that they wouldn't believe you in any sense, no matter what was going on. We have the moth and we have the eagle. Yeah, so you really need to free yourself from this outsider mentality, from this feeling that you don't belong in this world. And notice that you are bright, vibrant, and amazing. And sometimes that does attract those negative, lower vibrational energies to you to suck on your light and take it away from you. And this person really could not stand how bright and vibrant and lit up you were. And so they wanted to tear you down and make you a shell of yourself, because they were a shell of themselves. And also because this person may have felt that way about themselves. They may have really looked at you like you were a lot like them. And maybe they felt like this was the best way to keep you from being hurt in the world around you as well. They really could have felt like if they made you so afraid that you lived in this little bubble, you would never be hurt by the dark forces outside yourself. And you know, that's just not true. It really isn't. But sometimes mothers can feel that way. They really can. She could have, at the same time as she was everything else she could have been very helicopter-y, very protective, very things like that. And at the same time, I feel like a lot of why she did all of these things to you is because she saw herself in you and didn't want you to be hurt in the same ways she was. So that can help with your forgiveness portion of it for this person. But what you need to do now is step into your own power, your own individuality. You need to fly free, and you need to know that as you do, you will be supported in that. You will be watched over. You will be guided by your guides. You will be connected to the higher realms as you reach for the stars and go after your dreams. We have the Two of Chalices. We have the Seven of Cups. We have the King of Wands. So this person could have made you feel really bad about your own sexuality as well. Like, the attention you got was not good. They could have made you feel ashamed of the attention you got, of the passion you felt in your life, of your drive, of your ambition. You know what you want though, and it's time to go after it. It's time to explore your emotions and understand them at a deeper level, to come to peace with your emotions, and to really get out there and start making some new friendships, and to know that you can have peaceful, good, fun, light-hearted friendships. And it's also time to go after what you truly want, to take risks, to take chances in your life, to express your passion, to express your creativity, to express yourself fully, and to explore your options with an open heart and an open mind, and not worry so much that everybody may be out to get you. There's like this energy that she caused you to be very fearful of others around you and to think that everyone was going to be out to get you, when in reality you can have some peaceful friendships, peaceful connections, loving connections where everyone is good to each other. Maybe your father may have left for another option as well, and that could have also caused some of these issues. especially if they stuck around for you but didn't stick around for them in some way. We have the God, and we have the Nine of Earth. Yeah, it's time to seek your independence and to really get more in touch with that masculine side of yourself, to know that you can stand up for and protect yourself and do the things for yourself that maybe your father's gone at this point, and maybe he used to do a lot of this for you. Yeah, it's time to be independent of these energies, though, and to look within yourself, because you have everything you need inside yourself, and the universe will provide the rest. You can have good connections, and in the past these weren't such great connections, and you may really need to distance yourself from this and go off into the world by yourself on your own journey, so that you can gain back the self-confidence and self-esteem that was torn away from you from this person. Remember to pray as well. Praying is very, very beneficial for healing. You need to rest and reflect. You need to take time for self-care. You need to meditate. There's some really good cord-cutting meditations. There's some really good child abuse educations as well, or meditations as well. And I really feel like taking action to do some of the therapy sessions in that way, either hypnotherapy or meditations or things like that, will help you to rewire your thoughts. There's a need here to rewire the way that you think, the way that you communicate to yourself within yourself, and the way that you do things. And there's also possibly a need to travel here as well, to travel away from the things that are tearing you down, and to distance yourself from that communication coming at you that is negative and makes you feel unworthy or like you are not good enough, and to have new thoughts, new ideas, new understandings, new perspectives about why this person did this, about how strong, capable, beautiful, amazing you are, about how much you really can do on your own, and to take action to do those things. So that's what I have for this pile. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. I would absolutely love to hear what you thought of this reading in the comments below, or if you have a suggestion for a future video, I would love to hear that as well. And I hope that you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye bye, guys. Pile 2. So for pile 2, I feel like you guys are healing a lot of your heart right now. There's been so much that has been torn up in your heart, and you're on this long journey that is very meticulous to repair the damage that has been done. You are an inspiration to so many people around you. People look up to you. They see you shining bright and standing tall. Where in the past, I feel like you may have been very unnoticed, somebody that didn't like to be in the spotlight, somebody that worked really hard, was very stubborn, was very determined, somebody who found the keys within yourself to find balance, to find this balance within your heart, to find this balance within your mind, and to unlock a new world. I feel like there may have been a caretaker involved here who could have hurt you, and you could also be a caretaker for other people. That's possible. 2009, Hope Relay for Life caregiver. You have really changed a lot over the years. You're a shapeshifter, and it's like you do it so quickly. You know how when you're laying on the grass and you're watching the clouds and they're just moving and moving and moving and changing and growing, and the shapes are different and things like that. You really have grown and shifted and changed so much over the years. It's time to take a risk, though. It's time to put yourself out there if you're not out there. It's time to tell your story, and it's time to be who you truly are. You are an amazing, pure beauty within. You are somebody who really is a true beauty. Somebody that has been through so much hurt and despair and hardship in your life, but you have managed to come out of that stronger than ever. You have managed to face it head on, and you have managed to be able to pull yourself free. And some adventures and spontaneity in your life could really help you as well. You know, traveling, having fun, getting out in the world, seeing new things like that could really help you in this pile, I feel like, too. So for the type of abuse, your nature used against you, empath. So yeah, once again with the true beauty, you are truly a beauty deep down to your core. You are somebody who feels the pain and emotions of others. You're somebody who feels the energies of others. You're somebody that when your energy is not protected or cleansed, when you're spending too much time around others, it can really be, and especially if you do drugs or drink alcohol on a regular basis, or have addictions that you're dealing with on a regular basis, whether that be people, drugs, alcohol, things, food, you know, it can really affect you to the point where other people can control you in a way. And taking time for some self-care will help you to be able to pull yourself out of that, to see who around you may possibly be doing that as well. Yeah, there's a need to separate your energy from the energies of others, and I have some meditations as well. I'm going to put my meditation playlist in the timestamps below. But there's some meditations that are really good for child abuse that can help you to be able to pull yourself out of this. There's also some meditations for empaths that help you to cleanse, clear, and protect your energy. Neglect, invisibility, feelings of not belonging or unworthiness. And if you feel drawn to pile 1, you can go ahead and watch pile 1 as well, because there was a lot associated with feelings of not belonging or unworthiness and somebody making you feel invisible, like you weren't good enough, things like that. And you know what? I feel like before whatever this abuse is that happened here, you could have been abused in a way that made you gray rock. Gray rocking is a method where people make themselves completely uninteresting to the world around them because of narcissists that they have dealt with in their life, who have focused on them because there was something interesting about them, and it made themselves more interesting to be in some way associated with them or focused on them or whatever, but it got them attention in some way to behave the way they did with you. Anyway, another thing is, when you are invisible, predators know what prey looks like. And I did say this in pile 1, but I'm going to say it again. Predators know what prey look like. If you are somebody who's quiet and shy in the corner of the room, who isn't going to make any loud noises or isn't going to make a big stink, isn't going to call attention to themselves for anything going on, then somebody knows they can get away with something with you, because you are not going to tell anybody what's going on. You're going to keep it to yourself. You're going to keep it private because of not wanting the attention on you, especially if you have been a scapegoat in the past, which was part of pile 1 too, where you were blamed for everything that went on around you and things like that, and it causes you to go into your shell and not want to be seen by people, because when you're being seen by people, it's only in a bad way. We also, well, that could be why too. Sexual abuse, rape, molestation, using or making threats or force, and taking advantage of an inability to consent. So, yeah, you really could have been put through the ringer here, and you could have been abused in a sexual manner. Please take what resonates, because this is a collective reading. So if this part doesn't fit you, but some of the other things do, then disregard this part. But if this part does fit you, just know that you are not to blame for anything that you went through in these situations. People took advantage of your kindness, of your empathy, of your care, of your inability to put yourself in the spotlight as well. And they abused you and hurt you and made you feel like it was somehow your fault. They also may have, if this was somebody in your childhood who did this, they also could have only paid attention to you when they were hurting you in this manner, and the rest of the time they were either really cruel to you or lied about you, or they could have been really distant and just treated you like you were invisible, like you were nothing or no one, unless they were doing this to you at that point, because they were only there for that, basically. Realize we are all doing the best that we can with the tools that we have, and this will help you to leave behind the pain caused and help you to forgive yourself and others. Forgiveness brings peace. So there's a need to forgive, and it is so hard to forgive somebody who has hurt you in that manner. I know, because I have been through that myself. And I had to be able to forgive it in order to heal myself, forgiving them and me. And really forgiving yourself for not saying anything may be a big thing as well. If I would have said something, it probably wouldn't have happened to somebody else that I loved very much. And at the time, though, I was just thinking everybody seems so happy. We got a new place to live. We got food on the table every day at the right time. We got a bedtime. We got people who are there to care and love us. We're, doing so great. Why would I ruin that all for me? And that's where that your nature used against you as an empath comes into play too, because, you were doing what you thought was best, and you were disregarding yourself for everyone else, instead of realizing that you were important too, and you were worth standing up for too. And that's another thing, is learning that it is okay to tell somebody you don't want anything to do with them. Whether it hurts them or not, it doesn't matter. If you don't want anything to do with somebody, you tell them that. And if they want to continue doing it, you tell them what a piece of shit they are for not listening to your no, and you get out of there. And you cut them off, and you don't have anything to do with them anymore. And you know what? If worse comes to worse and they try to hurt you in some way and take it from you anyway, at least you stood your ground and fought. My dad was so upset when he found out that I was carrying a knife with me to work when I was 17 years old, because, they could take it away from you and use it against you if you're not willing to use it. And yeah, there's a good chance that I may not be willing to use it. But like I told him, I'd rather die fighting than to ever let that happen to me again. You need to be your own protector, and you need to be somebody that is fighting for you the way that others have not in your past. When those voices in your head tell you lies, remember the truth that you hold within. Rewire your thoughts. There were some rewiring thoughts in pile 1 too. So really, I feel like there's a lot of people who chose pile 2 that chose pile 1 as well. Maybe not as many that chose pile 1 that chose pile 2, but I really feel like there's a lot of people who chose pile 2 that chose pile 1. When those voices in your head tell you lies, remember the truth that you hold within and rewire your thoughts. Do not listen to people who told you you were to blame for what was going on here. Do not listen to people that made you feel like you were somehow responsible. Don't listen to the people who tell you you are unworthy or unvaluable. Don't listen to the people who tell you that if you're seen, it's going to happen more, because it isn't. It's going to happen far less when you're seen and when your voice is heard. People who took your power blamed you, but you don't have to accept that distorted reality. People who abuse always blame the survivor to shift focus. And when I was 15, I found the police report. This man said that it was my fault that he abused me in the way that he did, because I wore t-shirts to bed, because I had him wash my hair when I was in the bathtub, because I was always running around and hugging him and sitting on his lap and things like that. And you know what? That's what you do with a dad. This man had stepped into our lives as my mom's new boyfriend. He was stepping into the role of a father figure for us. And because we enjoyed having a father figure around and enjoyed the things he did for us in that manner, does not mean that we invited his attentions either. And you know what? Just because you're nice to people does not mean they have a right to assume that you're going to have sex with them, or you have to have sex with them, or you're there to pleasure them in those ways because you decided that you wanted to be nice to them, whether that be talking to them, whether that be touching their arm. It doesn't matter. Just because you are intimate with somebody does not mean that you are looking for sex. People are supposed to have intimate connections with people. Otherwise, they're alone. So we have death and we have nobility. So this could have been somebody who had a fair amount of money, somebody who ran things. This could be somebody who passed away already. This could be somebody who's on their way out as well. My uncle actually did this to me as well. And he is on his way out of this world right now, and he is suffering immensely. His karma has caught up to him. And you know what? Do I love the idea of that? No. But at the same time, he has earned it. Good. So, anyway, there's this transformation. This transformation is taking place within you, where you are starting to see your power. You are starting to see who you truly are, and you are stepping into that power. There may have been people who were in a very high state of power above you that did these things to you, whether that be a boss, whether that be a father, whether that be a stepfather, an uncle, a grandfather, older brother, things like that. It doesn't matter. What it matters is this person was in a position of power over you and took advantage of that position of power. And you need to change your ideas on that and realize that it wasn't your fault and that you do not have to put up with that. We have the stingray and the whale. Diving deep within yourself to your more sensitive, emotional, intuitive state. Maybe you felt like emotions were a weakness, were something that could cause you pain or hurt or get you into trouble because of the way things happened in the past, but you really need to align yourself back with your true nature. You need to find your forgiveness, your love, your empathy, your understanding, your care, your concern, and all those things have been buried by this hurt and pain that you have carried from this experience. And it's time to align yourself, to step into your power, find your confidence, not be ashamed of who you are passionately, to look at the world and life with optimism and hope again, and to know that in giving love you can receive love, to express your truth and to trust in your intuition and to listen to the messages of your guides, to make sure that you're praying and talking to them as well, because this really does help you to heal too. So we have the Sun and we have the Fool. It's time to take a leap of faith. It's time to take that risk. It's time to take that risk to change things, to awaken, to be more outgoing, more fun, more hopeful, more optimistic, to step more into this action-oriented energy where you connect more with people around you, and to leave behind any fears of connecting with the people around you because they're all just going to be there to hurt you. The decisions you need to make are right in front of you, but you might be missing them just simply because you are looking at things in a way that is fearful, paranoid, things like that. X marks the spot. You know within yourself where that peace lies. That peace is within you. And it's time to see the abundance and fertility and beauty you have within you, and to know that that is the reason why others tried to squash that light out, is because you are so amazing and beautiful. And to know that you can stand strong on your own emotionally as well and be at peace without others in your life will help you to bring in people who are actually good for you, instead of just settling for connections that are not good for you because you're lonely. We have the Fool again. So yes, you just really need to take this leap of faith and trust that you will be able to fly as you jump out into the unknown, and know that you are protected. See these bubbles down here? Even if he fell, he would land on those and bounce up and down. And, you know, your guides are here, your angels are here. You are protected. And you have some loyal people behind you supporting your growth and your progress. They may be hidden in the background a little bit, but there are people who are good in your life. It's time to celebrate life, to enjoy life, and to really see the darkness that's within you and integrate it into your life in ways that make you feel good, and just enjoy the moment and remove the fear.